Refuge to Refugees is a non-profit organisation that seeks to raise awareness regarding the plight of refugees in Malaysia, as well as provide education for refugee children. We've got about 35 schools, 2 halfway homes, and a social business school under our umbrella. And since COVID hit, our team has been actively on the ground providing grocery aid for about 600 to 1,000 families on a weekly basis. So when the pandemic hit last year, we were trying to move all our schools online, and we realized that the digital gap was so real, with the communities. It was really hard to bring schools online. But more than that, as we continue speaking to the communities, we realized that an even bigger need on top of online education was just food, as many families were losing their jobs. So since then, our team has been on the ground feeding about 600 to 1,000 families on a weekly basis. And these families consist of not just the refugee community, but the migrant community and our local B40 community as well. We work with 33 to 40 community leaders, and these are refugee community leaders, migrant community leaders, and just leaders of like PPR flats, where we collect data of people who are struggling. We also have a hotline system running where beneficiaries who require help and support can call into our hotline, text us, and fill up a Google form just so that we can get aid out to them. Since MCO3 hit, actually, distributions has been harder than ever. We've seen just an increased desperation on the ground. Each and every time we go out, we are flooded by people who come to us, asking for help. When we speak to the different people on the ground, we are often told, even without asking, that there's been an increase of suicide rates, simply because people cannot cope anymore. Sometimes because of desperation levels, people coming out for aid or trying to get aid are just a bit more aggressive in that sense. So I think it's just been really concerning seeing how desperate people are and how the needs are so dire at the moment. I think in terms of just looking at sustainability, the first thing is education, making sure that no one falls through the cracks without receiving access to basic education. Number two, how do we allow them to work, in our factories, in our plantations, wherever, so that they can find ways to sustain themselves and they're no longer reliant on public support for help. I think these are the two core issues that we need to look into, education being extremely key. With our lockdowns upon lockdowns, we've seen many families losing their jobs. These are Malaysians included, right? In our distributions, we meet 70, 80-year-old aunties and uncles, Malaysians, telling us that they are factory workers. Pre-COVID, they're earning 800 ringgit a month. During COVID, with the total lockdown, they don't earn anything at all. And how they expected to feed a family of 6 to 8 people. And this is why, our grocery packs is built to support these families, to pull them through for a amount of time. Since March last year, we've been kickstarting a campaign where people can donate 60 ringgit to feed a family of 4. And a lot of times people come to us and go like, what can 60 ringgit buy, right? But 60 ringgit, while working with our wholesalers, can actually provide quite a substantial amount of groceries, everything from rice to eggs to protein, chicken, sardine, all the way down to vegetables, to be able to support a family for a week and a half to 2 weeks. And a lot of times, these families are large families with many young kids. So this is what we've been trying to do since MCO started last year, making sure that families have the basic necessities and groceries to just last them for another week and a half to 2 weeks before they're able to get food support again.